Share my PowerPoint presentation.
I guess I'll introduce. Sorry about that. So hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. So I would like to introduce our guest speaker today, Grace, who will be talking about careers in IT. Grace joined Tech Impact as an admissions manager in 2019 after working for almost 3 years in international admissions at a private college in Wilmington, Delaware. She's passionate about helping people achieve their career dreams by matching current and prior IT professionals and also those looking to get into the tech industry for the first time with the right trainings. Grace is responsible for the recruitment and onboarding of students for the America's Promise Grant Program, IT Works EO43, and Apprenti in Wilmington, Delaware, and Philadelphia, PA. Her responsibilities include handling outreach efforts for prospective students, candidate screening, as well as overseeing all recruitment processes related to Tech Hire Delaware. Thanks so much for being here today, and feel free to get started.
Thank you very much for having me. Well, good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure being here. And today I'm going to be talking mostly about our IT Works program. But before I do start, I would just like to explain a little bit more about who Tech Impact is and what it is that we do. So Tech Impact is a nonprofit organization. Our mission is to use technology to better serve the world. And we mainly achieve that through two ways. So first is through the tech services that we provide to hundreds of nonprofits in the country. And secondly, it is through our training programs. Now, as Bridget mentioned, we do have a couple programs. So we have CX Works and Punch Code, which are only offered in Las Vegas, Nevada. And then we do have Tech Hire Delaware, that is only for Delaware residents mainly. We did also work with a community college here in Delaware for their intermediate level training called America's Promise. And then we are working with the National Apprenticeship Organization, Apprenti, as their affiliate here in Delaware. And then, of course, our IT Works program, which is offered in 3 locations currently. So IT Works is offered in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, Delaware, and Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, what it is about IT Works. So this is a free 16 weeks training program. It's an entry-level training. Our students do receive 250 plus hours of training that is mainly based on the Cisco curriculum. We mainly train for 2 certifications. So one is the Cisco IT Essentials, and then the major cert, which is the CompTIA A+. Out of the 16 weeks, the last 5 weeks is internship training. So all of our students who are in a good standing, so meaning they successfully completed their training part for the first 11 weeks, they do proceed for the internship portion of the program. During this time, our students get to work with local corporations and nonprofits in either of the areas that we operate to get on-the-job work experience. Now, our students also receive over 100 hours of professional development training, which is usually on Fridays. So on Fridays, we only focus on improving their soft skills, just because that is something that a lot, if not all employers nowadays are looking for their future employees to have. So we want to make sure that we concentrate on that as well. And we'll get to see in a little bit what those Friday sessions comprise of. Now, our students do receive mentorship as well. So from the beginning of the training, each student gets paired with a mentor. It will be anybody who's either working in the tech field, in recruiting or HR fields. So that will be the person that they kind of assist them as they go through the program. And then we also have lunch and learn sessions. So during the lunch hour on Thursdays, our students get to hear from different leaders and experts in the IT field, just to kind of understand their experience working in that field, so that to prepare them and just kind of give them what the basic expectations will be as they try to launch their careers in that field. Now, like I mentioned, we train for 2 certifications. That's Cisco IT Essentials Cert. They automatically get that as soon as they successfully complete those first 11 weeks. So once they complete the coursework, they get that automatically. And then the CompTIA A Plus is one that they have to sit for an exam for, of which we do pay for the voucher for that. Now, our curriculum introduces our students in a variety of hardware and software related topics, security, networking, and troubleshooting. So those topics that you see over there, those are the different areas that we train our students. Now, this is how a typical week in IT works looks like. So first and foremost, for the 16 weeks, we meet Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. On Mondays and Wednesdays, our students learn new materials, and they also do have interactive lab sessions. Tuesdays and Thursdays, they do a review on what they learned the previous day, and then they also take a test on that. So there are 2 tests weekly. And then, like I mentioned, obviously on Thursdays, we have the lunch and learn session. And then on Friday, the whole day is the professional development piece, of which we're going to be seeing right now what that entails. Now, like I mentioned, we want to make sure that our students are a complete package once they graduate. We do know that, many people could be experts in computers or, just technology in general, but, it does take some training in order to be a people person, be able to work with others as a team, be able to communicate well. So that is what we focus on the Fridays. So these are the different topics that we focus on. So obviously we do teach about communication skills, time and work management. We also do take that time to do resume reviews and also working on cover letters, mock interviews as well, just because we want to make sure that they're ready to actually get those jobs out there. So we want to train them on how to interview better. We also teach them on professionalism. So if you ever have a chance to visit one of our Friday sessions, you'll find our students in suit and ties looking all smart. So we want to make sure that they look professional. We also do focus on leadership, customer service, financial management, and this is just a condensed list. Most recently, we did a Friday session on matters pertaining to diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we're always looking to change it up and just equip our students with the skills that they need. And also for these sessions, we just don't do it ourselves. We have different employer partners who assist us on these days. So we're able to get different professionals who share their knowledge on these different areas that we train our students on. Now, as for that internship portion, like I mentioned, the last 5 weeks is internship placement, where they get to work with a local corporation or a nonprofit organization. Most of our internships are paid. If it does happen that a student gets an unpaid internship, then as an organization, we usually try to secure some funds in order to provide some sort of stipend or like training wage to assist them for those 5 weeks. Now, this is just a small list of the different employers who assist us and volunteer for the different sessions that we have, like those Friday sessions. So we have Capital One, Accenture, Comcast, just different employers whom we've worked with over the years. Our program in Philadelphia has been around for over a decade now. So we have created a lot of partnerships with different employers who help make our program successful. Now, I'm sure that you're all wondering, how does the IT job market look like? So according to research done by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, IT support specialist jobs are expected to grow for about 10% just between the years of 2018 and 2028, which is a faster than average. Um, the median salary for those kind of roles is about 55,000 a year. And also the overall tech sector is expected to add over 540,000 new jobs. So there's always jobs out there in the IT field. Now, as for our students, as they graduate fresh from our program, they're able to do jobs such as the IT support technician, help desk analyst, business analyst, but really any job that requires them to have the Cisco IT Essentials and or the CompTIA A+ certification. And then as they have been working in the IT field and they get to actually realize which area they want to focus on, then they're able to pursue more advanced career pathways. So for instance, if a student is interested in the area of networking, then they're able to go and pursue more advanced certs like the CompTIA Network Plus, Cisco Certified Network Associate, the CCNA, in order to become system administrators, network administrators, or network architect. If they're interested to become a cybersecurity analyst or a security analyst, then they can pursue more advanced certs like the CompTIA Security Plus and the CompTIA Cybersecurity Plus certifications. And then also, if they're interested in becoming programmers, create websites and help maintain those, then there are great coding bootcamps, especially in all of the areas that we operate in. So they could pursue those trainings in order to become software developers. Now, this again is just a condensed list of the different companies where our students work. And this comprises of all the different companies in Wilmington, Delaware, and Philadelphia, as well as in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, as for the outcomes of our program, currently we have more than 600 graduates across all 3 locations. 100% of our graduates all received that Cisco IT Essentials certification. And on average, 80% of our graduates gain full-time employment in the IT field within 6 months of graduation. And then as for the salary for our graduates is usually between $35,000 and $37,000 a year. Now, after all that you have heard, and if you're really interested in applying, this is how the process goes. So first, you need to submit the application online at our website, itworks.org/apply. And then if you want to know that you're eligible for a program, the requirements are you must have a high school diploma or a GED. And then you must be between 18 and 26 years old, just because this is a program that mainly targets young adults. We do consider those who are between 27 and 29, so long as they meet the rest of the other eligibility requirements, but that is more on a case-by-case basis. And then we can consider those who have an associate's degree, but we're not at all considering anybody who has a bachelor's degree going up. And then, like I said in the beginning, this is an entry-level training program. So we do not require you to come in with any prior knowledge in IT. If you have already built a computer, that's great. But all that we're looking for is for individuals who are interested in technology and they see that as a future career path. And then also one thing that I usually like to point out is this program is intense. So it's definitely not for career exploration just because it does require a lot of commitment. So before applying, just try to really think and see if this is something that you really want to do. Now, as for the process, after you complete the online application, you go through a phone interview. And then after the phone interview, we conduct a group interview. And then the last stage is an individual interview before the admissions decisions are made. Our program is offered twice in a year, so in the spring and in the fall as well. Right now, we're recruiting for the fall 2021 cohort, so we are actively accepting applications and we have already started the interview process. We usually receive over 100 applications per each cohort, and we only take 18 at the end of the day. So in order for us to be able to complete all of the interview processes in time and be able to provide the admissions decisions 2 weeks before class starts, for now, we will be stopping to accept new applications by the 3rd week of July. So if you're interested, please make sure you submit your application before then. And then that is all that I have for you today. If you have any questions for me, feel free to reach out to me. My email address is gsigala@techimpact.org. Thank you.
Hi, Grace. So I have a quick question. Thank you so much for all the information. It was really
Absolutely.
For the eligibility, I have a client who is interested in this field, but he is about 36 or 37. Is there a different program, or could he be under like that special consideration, or yeah, what options does he have being older?
Right. So unfortunately, we are unable to make any exceptions for anyone who is 30 and above for the IT Works program. There is another program that we have. We haven't yet extended to Philadelphia yet. Right now, we're only catering to Delaware residents, but we're hoping to be able to start serving Philadelphia residents as well, hopefully in the near future. The program is called Apprentice. So that's the program where we work as an affiliate for the national organization. So I think that would be an option for that candidate.
Okay, great. And when should I reach out to see if that's been extended to Philly?
I would say anytime really. As of now, I have not heard anything else. I'm not sure, like, when they're even targeting, like if it's like fall this year or if it's even early next year. So I'm not sure yet. We do have other programs in Delaware that are coming up. It's for a new grant, so I'm not sure exactly what the eligibilities are. Sometimes we're able to consider out-of-state residents, but only if like maybe they work for a Delaware employer, or like maybe they're receiving Delaware unemployment, but they live in Philadelphia. So sometimes it is possible to work around it, but I really cannot promise anything right now, unfortunately.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. Everything was so helpful to learn about. So I feel like I have so many more resources now to give to clients. So thank you.
Yes, absolutely. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for that presentation, Grace. I do have a couple questions for you. So what would be the best advice you can give an immigrant client who is pursuing like an IT career, or someone who just moved to the country, has his work permits, and has experience with IT, and wants to pursue the training and go into the career? I guess what would be an advice, if you have any, for this typical client?
That's a great question, considering that I'm an immigrant myself. I will say that, just being vigilant and, staying focused on what you're trying to achieve. I mean, this is the land of opportunity, as they say. So long as you have, utilize all of the resources that you have, you can get there. So to never give up, and always continue applying. There's a lot of opportunities out there. So just always, working hard and try to find opportunities, and also networking with people also does go a long way. So I would say that is the biggest thing. As for trying to get into our programs, we're always looking for a person who is very passionate in IT. That's the first and foremost thing. because all of our programs are intense. They require a lot of like time dedication, a lot of studying. So long as a person is sure that this is what they want to do, then they'll be successful. I mean, especially for that apprentice program, it is one where it requires people to actually commit to it full time. So people who work, they've had to leave their jobs and just concentrate on that, just because it does have an employment opportunity with it. So if a person is not sure that's something they want to do, then they wouldn't be able to be successful, and they would have left their job. So just requires, all of our programs require a lot of commitment, and a person, investing in their own success. I mean, we can do as much as we can as supporters, but at the end of the day, it does depend on that individual for them to actually, take charge and make things happen.
Thank you so much. That actually dovetails pretty nicely to my next question for you. For the training, you did mention that there's an employment opportunity, possible employment opportunities. Do the trainings, are they also paid trainings, or am I just shooting bullets here? It's not it's not paid at all, or
That's a great question. So no, our trainings are not paid training. They're mostly free. So I mean, that's the big burden that a person does not have to worry about. So like for the IT Works program, they will be getting paid regardless when they go into the internship portion. And that's the same for the apprentice program. So the apprentice program is almost similar to IT Works, but the technical training itself is full-time, so 40 hours a week, Monday to Friday, between 10 to 19 weeks. And then after that, they go and work for 1 year paid with benefits for the employer who selected them during the interview process. And then about like maybe 65-70% of the apprenticeships do turn into full-time jobs. So for that as well, they are guaranteed to get paid while they're going to work with the employer. But as they're in the technical training for apprentice, it usually just depends if we have fundings to even pay them while they're in the program. So it's not guaranteed for them to get paid in the program for apprentice. But for IT Works, they don't at all get paid during the program.
Wow, that's awesome. It sounds like a really cool program, actually. And another question for you. You might have actually mentioned this, but I'm sorry if I missed it. What would be like a typical salary, or the average salary for this kind of work? Just so maybe it will interest our clients who are wanting to pursue this career.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will say, just mainly talking about IT Works, the average salary is 35 to 37,000 a year, because just that program is mainly focused on just one type of IT field. They call it IT general support field, so more on an entry level side. Apprentice, on the other hand, it has different trainings in different areas. So it has programming if you want to become a software developer. It has network administrator, it has IT business analyst. It also does have an IT general support, but so for apprentice, it's a little hard to put like even an average salary, just because first it's offered in multiple locations. So the pay will always depend on the location and the occupation. I can just give an example of the apprentices that we have had so far. So we have been able to have IT support professional apprentices, of which their salary has been around the same range as the IT Works program, 35 to 37,000, just because it's considered more on an entry level. We then have had cybersecurity analysts, of which also that has been different because we've worked with two different employers. So one employer is more on the higher end, and the other employer is more of like a startup. So like for the startup, the salary was about 50,000. For the bigger employer, it was about 70,000. But that is according to salaries as apprentices, because apprentices only make about 65 to 70% of what regular employees of that employers make. And up until when they finish their apprenticeship, then they'll start making the regular salary. So for printing, it does really depend. So what we usually tell people is you can just, Google on your own, just because we're not trying to have ourselves committing to something that we're like, no, that's not how it's going to be. So we just tell them, like, just try to Google and see maybe the average salary for software developers in Delaware. And then for that, maybe you could just calculate 70% of it, and then that might be around what you'll be making.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And it's just a quick question. If someone has a high school degree in another country, would they be eligible?
As a high school diploma?
Yes, sorry, that's what I meant.
Yes, so they would be eligible so long as they're eligible to work in the United States. These are all great questions.
Well, thank you, Grace, again for your making the time out and for the awesome presentation. I think we are pretty much set to go here. I'm going to actually email you just for to email you mail you out a thank you card for an awesome presentation. Yeah, and it's so great meeting you. And yeah, that's it for me. I don't know, Bridget Bree, do you have any other closing thoughts or?
Thank you so much. I'll probably be emailing you about clients now when I this field. So thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye.
Don't stress.